Thank you for that wonderful introduction. Will you join me for mountaineering? Please, it will be adventurous. Will you? Will you join me for a ride? Please, it will be fun. Will you?
No, thank you.
Think again. I'll take it as such. Take it as such.
Take it in good spirit.
Yeah. Now, just think for a while. Did you really want to do what I requested you to do? Not really. It's the basic human instinct to say yes for requests. In our daily life scenario, how many times we say no for such things? I remember 2 incidents in my life where I could not say no, and I ended up doing what I did not want to do. I paid the price for it. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests. The first incident. My colleague Shaji, he had planned to go to his hometown in Kerala. He came to me, he requested that I have to give my spare charged mobile battery to him. I always kept one spare charged mobile battery just in case if the one which I use went dead. I told him, no, it is not possible. I need to have this with me. He requested me several times. He started pleading me. He started talking like he is not going to leave me until I give him that spare charged mobile battery. Finally, I gave it to him. 2 days later, I forgot to charge myself. The battery was very weak in the morning. As I was getting call over call, just like a person sitting in a call center, my battery went dead by afternoon. On that day, the front office executive called me thrice to give me a lead. Since my mobile was switched off, she gave that lead to another manager. That client took 4 apartments and I lost rupees 60,000 as an incentive and the credit of selling 4 apartments. Shoji came back from Kerala and he thanked me a lot. He also told me because of the spare battery he had, he could talk to his girlfriend for a longer time. There I was standing like a dumb guy because I didn't say no to Shoji. The second incident happened about a year ago. My colleague Sarfraz was looking forward for my help for an assessment in a project of an apartment project in Vidyanagar in North Bangalore. Since I had so many important works on that day, I told him it is not possible for me to join you. He asked me thrice. I told him, friend, why can't we do it on some other day? Today I am really busy. After some time, he somehow convinced me. Before we left office, our another colleague Anthony decided to join us. At office, I am known as a rash race rider, even though there is no race. That too on a 97cc Splendor Plus bike on normal Bangalore roads. So to be on a safer side, Anthony decided to sit on Sarfraz bike. We went for the site visit. We finished our work. We were coming back to office. We were riding our bikes side by side. Suddenly, one fast moving bike came from the rear side and I could sense it that he is going to hit me if I don't do anything. Now I am left with no choice but to take a sudden left turn. I had to hit Sarfraz. I did so. Somehow I didn't lose my balance, but Sarfraz lost his balance. He crashed to the road after a few meters. I immediately stopped my vehicle, rushed to the place to see Sarfraz and Anthony lying on the floor, lying on the road, in between road. Anthony had scratches in his legs. Sarfraz was badly injured. He was not able to sit, he was not able to stand, for some time he was not able to breathe properly. People rushed to the spot. We immediately took Sarfraz to the hospital. Doctor told me Sarfraz's knee is fractured and he should take bed rest for a month. He also told me if the conditions don't improve after a month, he has to be operated on his knee. I was anxious, agitated and angry at myself for two reasons. One, Sarfraz's knee is fractured. Second, Sarfraz's marriage was around the corner. On that night, I could not sleep. I kept on worrying, what will his parents think about me? What will his brothers, sisters and relatives think about me? What will his bride think about me? Anthony did not come to office for a week. Sarfraz got married with his fractured leg. The next day I was seriously criticized by my senior managers and the managing director of the company. I was promoted from a rash rider to a cruel rider. It's not funny. It feels horrible to be a reason for somebody's picture perfect marriage to be spoiled. From that day onwards, whenever I am in a dilemma to tell no, I tell give me 2 minutes. I just step back and tell myself, this is something you did not plan. This is something, if you do, something is going to go wrong. This is something you don't want to do. I'll go back and tell them, no. Do you know when to say no? If you don't, take 2 minutes, think for yourself before you make that important decision.